We have solutions.
I'm telling you right now, don't miss these words of wisdom, straight from the mouth of Dr. Jerry Grillo. So sit back, grab a pen, and it's time to get fed. Favor Talk.
Hey, good morning, Melinda. How you doing? Letting some people, I just shared it. I don't know what happened yesterday on the telecast. We're trying to figure out what went wrong. So I'm sharing it here on this morning. We are up. Hey, hey, good morning, Mary. Good to have you on today. If you'll share it out real quick, we'll give some people a few minutes to get on. Talking about yesterday, we had some tragic events, Melinda, take place. Did you hear about this? Plane crashed in Lake Hickory at 11:30 a.m. Officer killed at 12. And I was preaching on spiritual rank. I said, well, I almost see like the enemy, the spirit world gets disrupted when you start informing people how to have rank in the kingdom of God. It was sad. Said the pilot was very familiar with Lake Hickory and flew over it many times. So it was either a mechanical failure or something happening, a medical issue with the pilot. So did you know him? Melinda? Did you know the pilot? So, and then we had a party yesterday for Maddie's 20th birthday, and I did not want to get up today. No, I didn't. Okay, so we got Austin on today. Did you make it to, son, did you make it to Wilmington last night? Did you make it to your destination? He's going off to college in Wilmington. So let's letting some people get on. D, I see you on here. Good morning. We'll let a few people get on. We're on 5 networks right now. So you're just you see Facebook. We're live on YouTube, 180 TV. We're live on Live It to Win Facebook, church Facebook. So just letting everybody get on. I'm going to talk today. I talked about spiritual rank. Your everything about your life is a decision. The simplest way I can describe how to live, and age has no bearing on this. A decision you make creates the ripple of consequence. It doesn't matter, good consequence, bad consequence. A lot of times, you'll see something happen and you'll think, oh, how could God do that? But wrong decisions trigger laws of unintended consequence. So you're gonna understand that you can make a wrong decision and experience a consequence that God had no intention for you to experience because God gave you free will. So probably 95% of the stuff you will experience, the stuff you will go through, has nothing to do with a devil, but everything to do with you making better decisions. And I'm going to give you 7 systems that you should put in place, 7 systems that help you succeed, help you have leverage. Leverage is everything to money. You want money, you got to have leverage. You can go to school. This Austin school will not give you money. School will not make you rich. Money is attracted to certain mindsets of people. Money. Wealth, especially wealth. The Bible says that wealth and riches shall be in your house. So wealth is completely something different than riches. Riches is just having enough money to buy what you desire for a moment. Wealth is having wisdom to know what to do with the riches God's given you, or you've earned, or you win. So 7 systems. I'm going to give you some systems you should put in place. Give me about 2 more minutes. Let some more people get on. 7 systems. Share it out on all your platforms. 7 systems. What time do you, Austin, do you have to show? What time do you get to move into your apartment? 11, 10? 7 systems. Systems. I barely graduated high school. I struggled in math. I struggled in reading. I struggled. I wasn't the bully or the tough guy. I wasn't very big. I was athletic. I could play sports. I was very good at baseball. Very good. I was a very good runner. I could play football. I didn't have the mass to play, but I was athletic enough. I could play. I could catch very well. But I didn't have very, very high confidence. I didn't have a high value system in myself. I had insecurities. I'm 61 now. I probably still fight. I have not arrived intellectually. I've not arrived. I've written 38, 40 books. They're good books. I don't think they're prolific. I think they're informative. I think they got good. I write at a way that I like to read. So I'm not writing a plethora of words. I'm not a word salad guy. I could play basketball, but D, I wouldn't be tall enough to play no basketball. I'm only like 5'8", and I'm pushing that. I was supposed to be 11, but going to show up early. Well, I hope you have favor and you get in. So I'm going to write. You need to write it down. I'm going to give you 7 systems I think you should put in place that's going to help you. These systems help me. System number 1, you need to have an information system. What system have you created to build in you information? Your life is hinged on the information you're receiving. You're not going to grow without information. What are you willing to learn? What are you willing to do? I was doing this project with Austin was helping us out. I was helping out too. We were working at this place with Jerry, and I don't know a lot about mini split, but I have watched videos and see why, because I have an information system. I want to learn. I don't know, that there's getting a small error code, ELOC error code. I've stayed up. I've watched video. Why? I like Patrick David. I like listening to Joe Rogan podcasts. Why do you do all that? I listen to people you probably wouldn't listen to. Why? Because somebody knows something you don't. Somebody's arrived somewhere you haven't. And information is power. Learning creates increased earning. You got to have an information system. What system have you gathered around you? Do you read? Do you like to read? There's a book I wrote. Do you read? Yeah, when people look at me and say, I hate to read, I'm saying, I don't care if you hate it or love it. You've got to read. You've got to develop. Really, what really just irks me is to find someone who's a gifted reader and won't read. It just infuriates me because everything for me to read is a struggle. You have to have an information system. Well, I don't like to read. Read anyways. Readers are leaders. You want to change. You want to grow. Age is not a disqualifier. Learn it. Something you can know at 19, at 20. If you knew what I knew at 20, you'd have 10 times more than what I have at 60. So information is power. And let me help you out. The news, CNN, Fox, that ain't an information system. That's a polluting your mind system. 95% of everything being spoken on television is probably a lie. News is a lie. Fake news. Trump coined the phrase fake news. And believe them or not, like them or not, that's the truth. Stay off the news. Stay away from it. They give you just what they want you to know for entertainment. You need to learn more. You need to slow down. You need to rest your brain and learn. Nothing drives me more crazy than to have someone around me who knows less than me but won't shut up. When I'm around my mentor, I listen. Hey, good morning, Jerry. Information. 7 systems. I'm giving you 7 systems that's going to grow your business, grow your leverage, grow leverage over your personality, leverage over your mind, leverage over your children. 7 systems you need to put in place. System number 1. What is your information system? What have you created to inform you? Now, let me tell you something. Listening to music is not an information system. If you spend all I'd rather listen to communicators. Yes, I love music. Yeah, I like country music. I like classical. I like slow music. I like music that has no words. I like what music creates a mood. Okay. Information creates a manual in your mind to solve problems. Music doesn't help you solve problems. Music will either agitate you, motivate you, stir you, but information is the sharpening of the sword of a decision. Your decisions get better the more informed you are. We just finished a project, and the first time that, working on a mini split. Well, now I'm learning things and looking at things. So every project, every task you take on is teaching you something you don't know. But what is your information system? What are you willing to, what is your information system? YouTube, Google, greatest tool invented by man to inform you. There are nothing but instructors on YouTube teaching you. That's all they do. They just teach you. And the fool says, I ain't watching that. I learned it myself. You can learn 2 ways. Experience, which is most costly, or the information mentorship, which is cheapest. Well, let's move on. Number 2, system number 2. Do you have a management system? What is the system you've created to manage your world? I'm talking about how to create leverage. Hey, Patrick, how you doing today? Hey, Danny, my friend, Pastor Danny Gonzalez. Number two, what management system have you put in place to manage? Number one, what should you manage? Number one, how do you manage your thinking? Number two, you need a management system. How do you manage your emotions? Can you manage your mind? Can you manage your anger? Can you manage your feelings? Can you manage your time? Entrepreneurs, the greatest management you'll ever have if you work for yourself is the management of time. Know when to cut off. I mean, there are times you'll have to do things late. The other night, so we worked late, or they were up there working on a project, but it was the end of the project. But you set your schedule. Why? You're in management. You set your schedule. I'm gonna be here at 8. I'm gonna cut off at 5. And how do you manage and compartmentalize your feeling of stress? What is your management system? This is imperative. Do you carry? Management helps you carry the unexpected. How do you carry the unexpected? Do you have a management system for it? How do you manage sadness, anger? How do you manage money? Miles Monroe said, God will give you nothing you pray for. He will only give you what you can manage. God will not increase your business because you desire it to be big. He'll increase it because you can manage the weight of its increase. If and I was telling my son this, if you start out $5,000 projects, $20,000 projects, jobs, 50,000, hundreds of every level of increase requires a greater level of management. So everything about you is being monitored by how you manage. The spiritual world, God is monitoring your management skills. What is your yard? I can tell you this. Go look at your yard. Look at your house. Look at your closet. Look at things and say, I'm not mad. I was teaching yesterday, the proof of the kingdom is finishers. Projects get finished. And one of my spiritual sons starts projects. He loves to start things and never finish them. And his wife was just complaining. Nothing in our house is finished. The bathroom, the floors. And he's a great man. He just is cluttered in his personal management. What's your coping skills? That's a good way to look at it. Good morning, Helen and Wayne. Good to have you on today. Management. How do you manage people? How do you manage conversation? Your greatest skill is management. System number 3, gratitude. Do you have a gratitude system? You need to get up every day and list 5 things that are already good for that day. You need to learn how to be grateful. Ungrateful people always carry within them anger. Grateful. What is your gratitude system? What are you grateful for? If you don't have a grateful mind, you'll probably have a hateful mind. What are you grateful for? What are you thankful for? You can never, let me see if I have it on here so I won't repeat myself. So on this gratitude system, I would put the word honor. How do you honor? If you're ungrateful, you're never going to be honorable. What are you grateful for? Do you look at your spouse and pick them apart, or do you find the things you're very grateful for? An unthankful wife, an unthankful husband, an unthankful person lives in the world of anger, hatefulness, criticism. I'm very for the very air. That's true. I mean, there's a lot of things you could get up there. You know what Dr. Murdoch told me one time? Wrong expectations create ungratefulness. Over putting over expectation on things can make you very ungrateful. But I'm going to tell you this, and listen to me. God will never favor ungrateful people. Ungrateful people are always bitter and suspicious. Yes, watch people who are, if God gave you so much grace and you can't give grace back, you're ungrateful. If God forgives you for your stupid and you can't forgive others for theirs, you're an ungrateful soul. Ungrateful people are never financially blessed. Why? And they don't ever live happy and they don't ever live long because they carry within them ungratefulness. Oh God, praise and thankfulness are the weapons hell has no answer for. Why? Because if you are grateful and you're thankful, you will have an atmosphere of love. You love people, not criticize people. Do you have your gratitude system? Number 4, do you have a mentorship system? Do you have a mentorship system? What's mentoring you? Who's mentoring you? Well, do you have somebody you watch? I like watching Joe Rogan. I like watching Andrew Tate. I know that makes people mad. I like listening to men. I listening to people. I mean, a guy has $500 million. I want to hear what he has to say. I like listening to Patrick Bet-David. I like listening to people. I don't go and find preachers to listen to. I can preach. I go and find millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires. I want to hear what their systems are. What's their thought? Do you ever who mentors you? I wrote down some sub notes onto that. What do you want to learn? Somebody says, how do I find a mentor? What do you want to learn? I mean, if I want to learn about yards, I'm not going to have a doctor as my mentor. I'm going to have a landscaper. If I want to learn about, if I'm a builder, if I'm a contractor, my mentor, I'm going to find builders that are building. I'm going to find, if I was owning a construction business, if I was owning an electrical business, if I was owning a real estate business, if I was starting a landscaping business, I would find the biggest landscaper. I would find the biggest contractor in my area. And I would go around and try to find one of them that would mentor me. Thank you, Jay. I love you too. If I was going to do nails, if I started having a desire to be a nail technician, I'm going to find the nail lady that's making the most money, and then I'm going to start getting us. Okay, can we eat dinner? Hey, can I take you to lunch? And I'm going to buy their lunch. And I'm going to ask them questions. Yes, thankful and grateful for another day. Hey, BJ White, what's up? What is it worth to you to learn? Who do you trust to teach you? Mentorship. Mentorship is key. People, you can't learn from those ahead of you if you have the number 1, scarcity mindset, number 2, competitive mindset. There is so much wealth and so much success in your city that that nobody is taking it from you. There's more for you. Find somebody that's doing something that's successful and learn from them. Why? Because mentorship is success without the experience, without the trial or tribulation. You can learn 2 ways. A mentor can tell you, well, I wouldn't have done that. Or so find somebody who's done more than you in the area in which you're wanting to do it and ask questions. That's true, D. Not everyone understands mentorship. Their parents can mentor you. I mean, a parent should be your morality mentor. A parent should have raised you, manners and posture. But I'm talking about veins. If your father is, it doesn't, I'm not going to be mentored by my dad if my dad's not done what I've done. If he's a plumber and I want to be an electrician, he can't mentor me, an electrician. So you got to find people that are succeeding in their lane, and then you got to be willing to go find a way to get in their lane and talk to them. That's mentorship. Mentorship is just having conversation with someone who knows, and find someone, because you'll be surprised how many of the wealthy people in your city want to teach you how to succeed. There's somebody in your city God's got there to train you. Dr. Murdoch told me God will never take you anywhere he can't train you to be. Untrainable people are unusable. You got to be trained. College doesn't make you rich. Graduating college is just telling other people you were able to sit in a room under instruction and follow tests. That's all school teaches you, and teaches you probably something in a career. But mainly it's to tell the employer that you're going to work for, you were able to be instructed. That's college. Number 5. Do you have an inventory system? No, most mentors aren't easy to deal with. Look at Naomi mentoring Ruth. Imagine having a mentor telling you, don't even call me Naomi. Call me, I'm bitter, I'm angry, I'm in loss, and I don't even want to train you women. Go home, get away from me, leave me alone, shut up. And Ruth says, I don't care how you feel. I don't care how mean you are. You know something I don't, and I'm sticking here until you give it to me. So mentorship's got, do you have an inventory system? How do you inventory your success? How do you inventory? How do you have, what's your count it system? What's your inventory system? How do you mark things, write things, know things, learn things? You can't fly from, if you're in a business or a church, you got a little 5-member church, or you're in little projects in a business, you can run around with receipts and cash, but but you got to start an inventory system, an account system. How do I manage millions? How do I manage billions? How do I manage trillions? How do I manage and compartmentalize the growth of a company, the growth of a ministry, the growth of my marriage? I mean, it's easy when it's just you and your wife, but then you get a kid, and you get 2 kids, and you get 3 kids, and you get 4 kids. The countries in America, this Build Back Better plan is like tear down everything that was good. That's where we're at right now in America in the administration. Guess what? You're going to have to learn how to manage inflation. Inflation's not over. I went to Subway the other day, $5. Remember $5 foot long? I went to Subway the other day. I bought a foot long and a 6-inch, 2 chips and 2 drinks. It was $35. $35 for a Subway sub. You better learn how to manage inflation. You better have an inventory system. Where's your money going? Where is it leaking? Number 6, do you have I got to hurry, so I got to go. I got 1 minute. Number 6, what do I have a self-interrogation system? How do I interrogate myself? You need to look in the mirror sometimes and interrogate yourself. What do I, here's some question. What do I need to stop doing? What am I doing that's keeping me stuck? You have to interrogate yourself. Look in the mirror. If I had 1 year to live, who would I train? Every failure in your life is because you failed to interrogate and ask enough questions. Every failure you've ever had was your fault. Well, you didn't ask enough questions. First of all, you can never succeed beyond your now if you blame everybody for where you are and don't take a responsibility for your stupid, your own decisions. God gave us opportunities. We are the ones that wasted them. You met just one decision, and you've succeeded. Go back and interrogate yourself. What decision? Go back to your bottom. Go back to the pit. Go back to where you were the worst and ask yourself, what was I doing when I was there? What music was I listening to? What books were I not reading? What was I doing when I was in the bottom? And then watch and see if Satan don't somewhere in your future have you repeating what you did at your bottom to recreate your failures. You're not interrogating yourself enough. You're giving too many excuses and not enough facing the realities of your feelings, who you are, what you're drinking, what you're doing. Something you're doing is blocking something God's trying to give you. God's trying to give you something, and something you're doing is blocking it. What system do you have in place to interrogate yourself? Are you willing to look at you? What was that? The Man in the Mirror, Michael Jackson sang, remember? Are you willing to look at the man in the mirror? Can people criticize you? Can they correct you? Who will you let interrogate you? If someone loves you, they'll be willing to risk the relationship to tell you what you need to know. I need people in my life that'll tell me what I need to know. And yes, it hurts. And yes, it pisses you off. And yes, it aggravates. And 95% of the time, a spouse cannot interrogate the other spouse. Why? Because the wife knows you the best. But as minute she points it out, you're going to fling junk and be mad. I'm marriage counselor. Say no marriage can self-interrogate. No man wants that. No woman can be interrogated by their spouse. Oh yeah, I know people who can correct very well, but can't take it at all. Oh, they can tell you exactly. They can for hours tell you everything what's wrong with everybody else, but you can't tell them 1 minute of where they're out of order without them going off the flipping charts. Number 7, and I got to run. Do you have a seed system in place? Do you have a seed? Do you have a system for sowing? What does seed mean? Seed means beginning. Write it down. What does seed really mean? Beginning. Seed is the beginning of something. Do you have a system of sowing, a seed system in place? Everything is a seed or the beginning for something. Seed, words are the seeds for feelings. Seed means beginning. Everything on the earth has a seed. Conversation is the seed for understanding. Everything's a seed. Every human lives on the law of the seed. 3 things you need to know about every day: seed, time, harvest. Seed, time, harvest. Seed, exchange, harvest. How you exchange your seed. What do you do with your seed? Your investment, your money, creates the exchange for increase. Seed, time, harvest. As long as there's time, every seed sown needs time to produce. Dr. Murdoch told me one time, there'll never be a day in your life you don't have a seed to sow. Jesus said, make friends with unrighteous money. Why? If you can make friends with money, you can make money your enemy. Greed or seed is your decision. 7 systems. Put these systems in place. Love you, Danny. Love you, D. I hope you learned something today. Walk in the favor of God. Share it out. Watch replay. That's a good preaching for you right there, Danny. Good. It's a good sermon. You could probably go home or start writing down. You might write down 10, 12, 20 systems that are more than the 7 I gave you, because there's a system for everything. Every problem is solvable when you figure out its system. Have a great day, Delane. I love you. Every problem solvable. Write it down. Every problem solvable if I can calm my mind and figure out the system. Every problem. Have a great day today. Thank you for being partners. Thank you for sowing seeds. Thank you for being monthly committed givers to the ministry. I'm going to be talking about this orphanage. Phil Cameron needs 300 people, $2,000 seeds to buy a building in Moldova. I think it was Moldova, where he can pull 40 girls off the streets for sex trafficking, 40 young children. Every year, 40 kids. Put them in a place and then get them into the right place. So we're going to be praying about that. I want you to start agreeing for $600,000 to come into Phil Cameron's orphan hands. Okay? Have a great day. Walk in the favor of God.